Of the barangay elections, now we go to a really serious matter that affects everyone. Every month, you feel it, nararamdaman nyo, hindi lang sa bulsa, pati sa tiyan nyo, pati sa puso nyo. Talagang baka yung iba na atake sa puso dito sa issue na to. And makikita po ninyo sa ating pamagat. On our title, the issue reflects really what I feel about this, and I know what many of you feel about this. This is electrocuting the power consumers, the Meralco PBR. What is this PBR? Well, we're going to understand this. And why are we being electrocuted? Ano bang kasalanan natin? Our only fault is that we need electricity. Nobody is exempt from this need. That is our only crime. And they are electrocuting us. Nilagay po tayo sa electric chair and katagal-tagal na po. So this is not a death penalty. This is eternal suffering for the Filipino electricity consumers. And we're very privileged in this episode to have one of the stalwarts who have defended the concern and the interest and welfare of the power consumers over the decades. Alam naman po ninyo, you have noticed that I often have my co-hosts here who are from the youngest generation. I have a new co-host for this episode from the elder generation because he knows this issue and he is, if you are enjoying some refunds from Meralco over the past at least 5 or 6 years, if I'm not mistaken, it is because of this guest that we have here today, and in the coming months you will get to know more about our other guest. He has appeared with us once before, and in that first appearance he already discussed this power issue. And that is why we thought of having another episode on this electricity issue, because there are many boosts from Meralco coming out in the newspapers. Just this week, they say they have cut down their power loss. What's the technical term for it? The systems loss. And we will dig deeper into it because earlier one of our cameramen asked, why are we being charged this systems loss? Well, there is more, maybe 3 times more stories to tell there than just we're paying for the systems loss, which is unfair in itself. And as I was saying, your refund is courtesy of the efforts, among others, Mr. Attorney Genaro, am I correct, no, attorney?
Yes.
Attorney Genaro?
I'm not an attorney.
No, not attorney. Mr. Genaro Lualhati, yes. One of the leaders of LAMP, L-A-M-P, that is Lawyers Against Monopolies. Yes, that's why I assumed you would be an attorney. So, to my left is Magnaro ang tawag natin. And yung ini-enjoy po ninyo na libo-libo, bawat tahanan, aabot ng libo na refund, pasalamatan po ninyo si Magnaro Lualhati. Ang tanong ko sa media, bakit hindi nyo ipinapaalam sa madla? Why isn't the media all these past 20 years telling the nation who the hero of our refund is? Among others, there were others also involved, and maybe Magnaro can give them due recognition, acknowledgement later on. But I say straightforwardly here, and Magnaro is telling me baka maselan tayo at maingat tayo, baka ayaw tayong matapakan. Well, I'm saying ABS-CBN and the big networks. I'm saying GMA7. I am saying now, because it is now owned by one of the power oligarchs, Channel 5 will never introduce Magnaro to you because their economic and profit motives are going to be severely exposed and affected by the truths that Magnaro will tell you in this episode. Our other guest, of course, you have heard him before here in our discussions, Mr. Butch Hunya, who is a columnist of the new weekly opinion and opinionated newspaper, Opinion. And this is his latest column on the issue. If you can focus on this, And this is an alert and a call to our Meralco customer. Sabi niya dito, Meralco customer, tulog pa! Ano? And kailangan magising na. Ano? Well, I'm sure many are awake. Ano? And they have nightmares. Hindi lang yung gising, kundi binabangungot sa issue ng kuryente. But many are really confused. Bakit ganito? Many already know in the many columns that we have written over the past decade that we now pay the highest price residential power rates in Asia. Ano? Highest. I think even higher than Tokyo now. Yes, no? And can you imagine that? And so while the Aquino government today is dealing with a lot of problems, we have never heard it for the past over 100 days, 140 days na maybe, mention anything. Is he afraid of being electrocuted by the power oligarchs? This is my column in the past week. Can you focus on the left side? And I'm calling for a consumer revolt. It is long overdue. The consumer revolt is long overdue. And if you see what's going on in the world, in France, in Paris, they're protesting. In the United States, they're beginning to organize the protests. In Italy, they are protesting and going out into the streets. Dito sa Pilipinas, panahon na siguro sa issue ng kuryente. Dahil hindi lang po ang individual na tahanan ang apektado dito, kundi our whole economy. If we are poor today, this is one of the basic reasons. So we're going to give our most senior advocate for the consumers here, si Genaro, the first crack at explaining this issue from his point of view.
Well, I would like first to thank Mr. Laurel and Mr. Butsunya, who are spearheading the attack on the price of irrational price hike of Meralco. To make things simple and understandable, let me just state that if the ERC only did its duty, we would not have these high rates. The ERC is mandated by the EPIRA or RA 9136 to enable the distributor utilities or Meralco to deliver electricity at the least cost and not at discriminatory. But contrary to that, it is the ERC who are encouraging to increase the price. How do they do it? In the present application that they filed with the ERC, which is to take effect on 2012 up to 2015, Meralco applied for the rate increase. But contrary to EPIRA, and unexplainably, one cannot understand why ERC itself mandated or ordered Meralco to increase the rates by 25%. That is a crime against the people. 25% is not a small joke, gentlemen, because the Meralco records of annual revenue requirement runs to about 50 to 170 billion. 50 to 70 billion. And to increase that by 25%, that means that the ERC has given a Christmas bonus to Meralco of about 10 billion for nothing.
And that is 10 billion less Christmas bonus and gifts for our people, our children, our grandchildren.
Yes. And not only that, we have there are many groups who are opposing Meralco's rates, like Bayan Muna, Gabriela, and many others. Nasicor, yes. And to their dismay, to our dismay, we were not able to succeed in any way. We only win in the courts, not in the ERC. Because if we will depend on the ERC, we can only expect increases in price. For example, let me give you a simple arithmetic so that it can be understandable. If you will look at the financial statements of Meralco, they always declare for the past so many years that their operations and maintenance expenses run to about 15 billion pesos a year. 15 billion. That covers all the expenses already. That is the cost of one of the electricity. Now if you divide that by the sales volume of about 28 billion gigawatt hours, the cost of electricity is only about 50 centavos per kilowatt hour. Now how much do they charge us? They charge us 120, 130 or 2 pesos per kilowatt hour.
Your